to have fun. Oh, what a night. Y'all know this song, right? We can't sing it just because I don't own the rights to it.
Why is it just you and me? That's not everybody knows.
Everybody's got everyday drink, you know. Oh, what a night. Y'all know this song, right? We can't sing it just because I don't own the rights to it. I can hear the echo.
Yeah, me too.
That's me. That's all my bad. Sorry.
You're good. You're
For
good.
some reason, it popped up on my my screen. It was like playing on YouTube and here.
We're all learning. We're all learning.
What a night indeed. We're live.
What a night indeed, folks. That's me. That's me. Thank you all so much. It seems like we have a very small but very, very intimate crowd. Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. This is Coach Ben and my first episode of Ándale, échale, ganas with Coach Ben. Yeah. Thank you so much. Those of you joining us tonight. Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros esta noche. That's right, y'all. This is a bilingual show. It'll probably be mostly English, but if I do say something in Spanish, we'll just go ahead and translate it. And also, too, my Spanish is not the best, so if you know proper Spanish, go ahead and correct me. You can decide, oh, Frank's here. Frank's in the house. What's up? So this is Ándale, échale, ganas with Coach Ben. This is a fun, immersive, interactive, whatever you want to call it show. It's an all ages show, so we'll be mindful of the things that we say. But ultimately, what we want to make sure that you understand is like, you feel free to keep your camera off, or if you want to keep it on, perfect. If you, Trey Season says hi. Trey Season would be a fun character to explore. Trey Season, what's up, Trey? But yeah, just like Melissa did, you can interact with me on the chat. You can choose to have your video up. You can choose to have your voice or your mic on. It's all about today is just like connecting with each other, knowing that we're going through a very, very interesting time in our lives right now. So it's reminding ourselves that we are still out here and we can still connect with each other, even though we have to do this virtually. But I want to make sure that I honor each and every one of you. If you have something to say, go ahead and say it. If you interrupt me, don't worry, you won't hurt my feelings. I've hurt my feelings way more than you could possibly do. So don't be afraid of like interrupting or anything like that. Just so you know, we are live streaming right now, folks. Woo! That's right. We're live streaming, y'all. We're out here in the world. Aquí estamos en todo el mundo, en YouTube. We are live streaming. So if you have your video on, just know that all of the wonderful, wonderful world is getting to interact with you. So without further ado, I'm going to say thank you so much, Jared, for being here. Thank you, Nat. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Max. Maxie, is it okay if I call you Maxie, Max? Okay, yeah.
All good.
It's all good. What's up, Max? Chelsea
Hey.
Amanda says, hey, Ándale. What's up, Chelsea? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my sister, Cristina D. Basan. Thank you to my brother, Andrew Lee Basan. Thank you to my father, Gonzalo Basan Jr., and my mother. She's probably watching as well, Olga Diana Basan. And welcome again, y'all, to Ándale, échale ganas with Coach Ben. So we're going to check in tonight, y'all. The first check-in, that's right. Check in. We're going to check in, folks. So the check-in for today is thinking about what did you do today that brought you some joy, that brought you some, like, you know, some laughter. Now, this could be an activity. This could be, you know, a song that you listen to. It could be a person. It could be a pet. It could be, you know, a piece of dialogue from a movie. I don't know. It can be anything that you want. So if you want to interact with us, go ahead and fill the message in on the Zoom chat or the YouTube chat. Those of us that are here on Zoom, if you want to interact with me on the Zoom chat, great. If you want to answer, go ahead. But I'll go first. So, what brought you joy today? And just so that we're all clear and we're all on the same page, what brought you joy today? Check in. That's me. What brought you joy today? So, today I got to spend time with my new trainer. Now, this is the person that I'll address that in just a little bit. This is the person who I decided that I needed to train with today because I've heard nothing but great things. And I'm going to actually go get him because that's right, folks. I have him here. Now, he's not dressed and ready, but I got to train today with Mr. Beauregard the Great. Now, folks, this pup right here is no ordinary pup. This is the world's best trainer. So Coach Ben's about to take his game to the next level with Mr. Beauregard the Great. Now, as you can see, he's got a lot on his mind, so I'm going to need to go ahead and let him go. But folks, that's what I did today. That's what brought me joy, interacting and talking to Mr. Beauregard the Great. Is there anybody else that would like to share what
Can I
they
ask you
did
a question
today?
about yours?
Oh, go ahead.
When you say training with the dog,
Yes.
are you training the dog or you and the dog training others?
We're training
Is
each
the dog
other.
training you?
Yeah, we're training each other. We're learning about ourselves. You know, thank you for asking, Jared. Coach Ben loves to remind the group that life is not always about winning and losing. You know, life is about winning and learning. You know, so I decided that I was going to continue winning at life by training with Mr. Beauregard the Great. What I've learned is that I don't know nothing about Mr. Beauregard the Great. So I'm learning a lot.
Well, maybe you should train.
You know what, Jared? I love that piece of advice. I'm going to take that and I'm going to implement it into my daily routine. Here we go. My sister shared. My sister is a mother to two beautiful nieces. Their names are Olivia Margaret and Joy Carolina. And she said that today what brought her joy was Olivia was talking to her grandpa. So her grandpa, so my father, while I was in the middle of class. That sounds so exciting. And actually, excuse me, Mr. Beauregard the Great. I know, I apologize. I know, I got to show them this. It's okay. They're right here. There they are. You can see, yay, there they are.
That
They
looks
just turned
comfortable.
5 months on October 25th. 5 months. Chelsea and Eric. So Chelsea Hernandez says, Eric está aquí, pero él no sabe technology. LOL. That sounds cool. Eric no está aquí, pero él no sabe technology. See y'all? See what you could do with English and Spanish if you just blended it together? I love the language that I get to learn and speak. Does anybody have anything else like this? I think Coach Ben needs to take a seat. Jared, what did you do today? That was so fun.
So I woke up this morning. Lately in my job, you know how everybody has a job or whatever?
Yeah, unfortunately.
This morning, yeah, give or take. But this morning,
mostly take, am I right?
Right. Season means of production. But this morning, I tend to wake up to like a task, like wake up, I'm conscious, pick up my phone. Someone told me something I have to do, and I have to get out of bed and go do it, which is kind of a terrible way to wake up. And that's been how I've been waking up for like weeks now. And it's like one of the downsides from working from home, I guess. There's not like the delineation of like I'm at work now. It's like it's like something happened and I need to address it at 7:15 or whatever. And I like sleeping later than that.
Yeah. So does that mean like your work day or your work chunk? Like there's no like start time or like you don't have like a.
I just noticed when I like my very first moments of consciousness in the morning, I'm like, oh, I should look at my phone to check if I need to do something, but I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And then and it hasn't been so bad lately, but like 15% of the time, 20% of the time, I have to like jump out of bed and do something right then.
Do you kind of sorry for asking, but like do you try and like come up with like other strategies for yourself to not have to interact with that?
No, no. It's almost like customer support type of stuff. Like our company works on stuff, and like somebody's like, "Hey, the thing you made isn't working," and it's my fault a lot of the time. So I feel like I have to go fix it because like it might be my fault regardless if it is or not,
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's like working somewhere and I'm being lazy and not fixing it or whatever. Anyway, the point was I tend to wake up. Some days I'll wake up and just have like a bad morning, where like you start on a bad, your first conscious moment is not a great one, and then it just continues.
Jared, I remember one time we were warming up before a show a long time ago, and I asked you guys, "Hey, do you guys ever wake up in the morning with just that hopeless feeling?" And you responded, "You mean waking up?"
Don't remember that, but it's on brand.
That's a classic Jared line, right?
But anyway, the point I was trying to get to was around like 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in a funk. I was like, I'm kind of mad for like not really a good reason. I don't want to do anything. I was just like, I'm feeling like a negative Jared,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on a bike ride.
Whoa.
I'm not good at riding bikes. Sorry, Max. I know this is a sensitive topic for you.
It's like riding a bike.
Max, can you show your cast?
I'm not a good model for like bike riding right now.
What happened? What happened?
Weirdest. Yeah, I had like a front tire blowout. I just got back from like a 30-mile ride, and I was just kind of cruising home. I was, a few minutes from the house. I did not have my hands on the handlebars. I was kind of pulling one of those cool moves. But, not that cool. I mean, it's just kind of the thing. It's what you do. And weird front tire blowout, went over the handlebars, landed on my face. Fortunately, did not break any teeth. Yeah, and so the mustache is kind of
fake.
It is. I have no face right here. This is all. I had a mustache like installed on my face to kind of.
Wow.
So yeah, I got broken bones in my wrists, and so I'm not the best dad right now. That's the other piece.
Don't mean to make light of your injury.
I want to go back to your story though, Jared.
Go ahead, yes. And then I want to go back to what you just revealed and dropped on us. We can't. We're going to talk about it. Hold on.
All right.
Your story is so much better than mine.
No. You're riding a bike.
Jared, it was 11. You were feeling down, and you got on a bike. What the fuck happened next?
Okay,
whoa,
so get this. So get this.
Sorry,
I'm in my neighborhood, right? And there are houses on the left, on the right, all around. And there's a street underneath. And I ride for, I don't know, a mile or two and then go home because I'm out of shape lately. But I got home and then, I kind of was in a better mood. I was proud of myself for like, hey, don't wallow all day long in being in a bad mood. Maybe you can do something about it. And I tried to like take a mental note of that. But also now I'm afraid of breaking both of my arms.
Be afraid. Yes.
Because it's a real thing. And I'm bad at riding a bike too.
I just want to say, Jared, I'm proud of you for changing your foul attitude and changing it to a positive attitude. I just want to acknowledge this is an all ages show. So
I don't remember what I said, but
no. It was not you, my friend. It was not you. But
shame. Whoever said
I have this here. Foul. That was a foul. Okay, folks. Jared, no, I'm glad that you were able to. I've been wanting to get a bike, so it's like nice to hear.
I found some in my garage, and then I tried to, yeah.
Like, you trying to sell those or?
No, well, they're broken. Well, They were broken, then I
Okay.
fixed them, and then one broke again.
Perfect. That would be a bike that I would not want to ride then. But
And I'm not selling them, so no.
Thank you, Jack. I'm glad that you were able to, flip that funk that you
Don't
felt
say
throughout the
flip,
day.
Max. Just
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Too
Max.
soon, guys. It's too soon. We
I'm
can't.
so sorry, Max.
This is an all ages show.
Max, but okay, so we're gonna move past what you already talked about, and you just said you're not the best dad. Wait, what? You're a dad?
I know, I'm a dad.
Whoa!
Crazy. I know, it's big news. August 19th, Artist
August
Brown.
19th. August 19th.
August
Yeah.
19th, coming
your
at you.
birthday.
It's a good day. It's a good day. Yeah, Artist Brown is his first and middle name. Cool name.
Artist?
Artist.
Whoa.
ARDUS.
Oh, artist.
Artist.
Artist. Can you type that in the chat so that we can all see
Sure.
it?
Yeah.
just so that we're all on the same page,
I'm gonna grow up to be a banker. I have no doubt.
Oh,
Totally.
nice. Why the name?
Family name. It's like West Texas. Partner's great uncle. Kind of something like that.
What part of West Texas are you from?
Oh, not me, but her people are from like Midland.
Got you.
Yeah. So he was born. It's this amazing thing, and I'm still in the fog, which is it's just this amazing thing. So like today, like what made my world just so crazy magical. He's got this like little, it's like a tent, but like there's no fabric on it. It's kind of like the tent poles. He's laying on his back, and there's like these things hanging down from it that he gets to play with and stuff. And just like he's just getting to this point where he's like about to roll over, and so he's like rolling over onto his side. And I know like this is like crazy parent speak that if you don't have kids, you're like, okay, and then what? No, this is kind of a crazy deal because it's like he's just about to roll over, and it's these crazy small milestones that just are the biggest deals, And then 20 years later, you won't remember them, but like right now, it's this crazy big thing.
That's awesome.
So you like them?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
just a little bit.
That's good.
My sister says congratulations.
Awesome.
She says yes, and she says it's the little things.
Totally, every day. Yes.
That's so great. Yeah, I'm sure it's like every day is a new adventure / like you said, little milestones that you get to just enjoy and share with. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And just so everybody's aware, right? I have my friends here. These are my guest experts for tonight, just in case everybody didn't know. These are some friends of mine that I truly admire and that I invited to be here on my first episode, specifically because we all get to improvise together under a group called Musk. Capital MUSK. Yes, that word, Musk. But specifically, we get to, talk about certain things that we don't normally talk about amongst ourselves or in a group setting. And we try to do improv, kind of talking about men's feelings, kind of hitting on mental health. I don't know why my voice just broke on the health part, but it's a very, very serious topic that sometimes, we don't know how to talk about. And so I was very fortunate enough to get to interact with and get to know these men, and we've been able to do some fun stuff doing improv. But before we get into all that, we're still in our check-in. So,
and you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I'll tell you what, ain't no foul coming from Coach Ben. You know what I'm saying? Javier or Frank or Nat, do y'all want to share real quick? If not, we can move forward.
We're sharing what brought us joy?
Yes, we're still on that. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll get there.
I don't. How do I want to answer this question? I guess I was thinking today about there's been a lot in the news lately, there's a lot going on in the world.
Like what?
And so I've been needing these like little breaks and oases of just getting away from the news and just constantly refreshing my Twitter feed. But anyways, I was paying attention. I was trying to pay attention today of just like going down YouTube rabbit holes and just like what are the kinds of videos that just like bring me temporary moments of joy. And I've landed on 3 categories.
Okay, perfect.
One is definitely dogs who befriend other small animals who are not dogs. Those definitely bring me joy. Videos of children meeting wrestlers. There's a lot of that on YouTube, and it just warms your heart. It really, really does. And then the third thing is watching Kelly Clarkson do covers of other people's songs at the beginning of her daily talk show. She calls the segment Kellyoke. Each song is edited down to like a very palatable minute 45 seconds. And she releases one every single day, and every one of them is like, this is better than the original. Those are
I
the
think
3
she stole
things.
that from Maggie Yoki, is all I want to say.
There you go. See?
With all those in the chat, Javi, those are all brilliant finds. Those are brilliant finds.
Yes, I will put those in the chat.
I didn't finish. So dog befriending other pets, folks. Just so you know, this is a really like if you're needing to find some joy during these crazy times. So these are the things that bring Javier joy. I don't know. I don't have to ask that. Dogs befriending other pets.
Yep.
Kids meeting wrestlers. I didn't know that there was a lot of
There's
videos.
so many of them.
And Kelly Clarkson covers, but specifically
Hashtag Kellyoke.
hashtag Kellyoke. Okay, folks. See, here's the thing. If you're needing some joy in your life, I feel like one of these 3 things will definitely get you there. Max met Junkyard Dog when he was 10. What?
Max,
That's
have we talked about
crazy.
that?
I don't know if we talked about this.
I don't remember that. No.
It was a big deal. Yeah, I was in the airport, Shreveport Airport, tiny airport, and I went to my mom. I was like, "Oh my God, that's Junkyard Dog." You know, I was like, "I need to get his autograph, right?" And so she gave me a little piece of paper, found a piece of paper. I went up to him, met him, was just totally fanning him, just gushing, and he told me to stay in school. It was really sweet.
Did you?
In school? Yes.
Did you stay in school?
Totally.
I really wanted you to be like, and I was on the cusp of dropping out.
Yeah, would you have stayed in had he not said that?
Yeah.
Be honest, school's hard. And annoying.
Yeah, 4th grade is make or break.
Max was amazing.
Hey, that is very informative. So real quick, y'all, Trey Deason. I don't know if you're familiar with Trey Deason, but he's a company member at the Vortex. Thank you, the Vortex, for giving me this space. Ándale, échale, ganas with Coach Ben, coming at you live and live streaming, folks. Trey Deason said, I had a really bad day of anxiety, but then I had enchiladas and felt so much better. That's right, folks. I said enchiladas. And then he put joy, capitalized. So, folks, that's another instance of Mexican food bringing joy to some of our daily lives, most of the time. Oh, my sister said delicious. That's right, folks. Enchiladas are delicious. Cool. Can someone share who Junkyard Dog is, just so that the audience knows?
Javier, you want this one?
Yeah, Junkyard Dog was one of the in the 80s, late 70s, late 80s, like in the wrestling used to be broken down into several different circuits. I'm getting real nerdy. And in the South, he was essentially the champion of the South, and eventually he went to WWF and built a legacy there. But one of like the most prominent African-American wrestlers in wrestling history. Huge deal, big baby face. Back in like a time where like having a black good guy was not a very common thing, and he was huge. So
he's also a huge proponent of education.
That too.
Oh, really?
Good role model.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I just got what you went for. But see, folks, we've got some experts. Just because I say improv, that doesn't mean you can box us up into one little thing, folks. We've got plenty of experts here. And in a moment, I'll let them share a little bit about what they do. But we're still in our check-in. Mr. Frank or Mr. Nat, is there anything that you'd like to share for us tonight before we jump into our expert?
Coach Ben, I actually met today. I worked with my coach, Coach Craig, who's a tennis coach. And
all right.
He's
gonna
like,
get you one of these, huh?
Yeah. He's like and he's like an older man with a ponytail, and he talks like this at all times, no matter what I'm asking him. And I'm like, "What'd you have for dinner?" He's like, "I ate barbecue last night, different franks." And I'm like, "Why are you yelling? I'm right here." But he always has coach voice at all time, and he brings me joy, Ben.
He brings you joy, Ben? Who's Joy Ben?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Improv, folks. If this looks like fun, it probably wasn't. I'm just kidding.
Frank, how was your day?
Yeah, Frank, how was your day?
It's really fun now. There was some good stuff that was nice. Me and Katie got to spend a little bit of time together, and that was really cool. And what else has been going on with me? I just kind of been hanging out in this room. There
Frank,
wasn't
I've been
really
thinking you should be getting more into politics.
Yeah. A lot of my friends won elections on Tuesday. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And I organized my union to go to the park and demand that every vote get counted, and that was cool as well. It's always nice to be out and be socially distanced and safe and outside. But those are that's it. There wasn't really anything amazing to talk about. Yeah, it's been a fun day.
Well, just so you know, this just in. It's really fun now. Frank Netcher.
Yeah, Frank Netcher.
Really fun
yeah,
now.
It's really fun. I have on my other screen the election results. It's fun.
Oh, perfect.
Have you refreshed them? Have they changed?
What's fun is that go ahead, Frank.
Oh, I thought we were still checking in. That's all.
No, you are. You. Yeah, go ahead.
They're fine. They haven't changed.
Frank, I trust that you will keep us abreast if something changes while we are on this.
Yes, please. I was just about to highlight this one person that just texted me, but they're joining us on the Zoom room, folks. I got a text message from none other than Roxanne Schroeder Arce, who said, watching Coach Ben, and the question was, what is this? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, folks, this is Ándale, échale ganas with Coach Ben. And just so you all know, Ándale, échale ganas translates to come on, give it your best. So
Google Translate got that right earlier.
Oh, it did. Perfect.
It got it exactly right, word for word.
Yeah, I try not to use improper Spanish unless you know me. So, which you do, which I wasn't trying. I don't know what I meant by that. But Roxanne, this show is just basically an opportunity for me to continue my life of coaching and lifelong learning and getting to invite guest experts that I trust and I appreciate and that I want to continue to learn from. Okay. And so today I invited my guest experts from around the world, specifically around the Central Austin and East Austin and North Austin, from around the greater Austin area. I've invited these 5 experts to come and join me and just to talk a little bit about what they're doing right now, talk a little bit about figuring out where they're at in their hero's journey and their process. Because I feel like as human beings, we're so worried, especially right now, worried about results, right? And what I want us to remind ourselves, and what Coach Ben tries to do, just so y'all know, I coach youth basketball, but I'm so committed to coaching that sport because what I want for my players to understand is that we got to focus on the process and embrace that process so that we can enjoy the progress in hopes of eventually getting the result. Because sometimes we allow the result to drive us, and that's fine, but we lose sight of the beauties and the mistakes that life throws at us. And so that's why I wanted to do this show. And ultimately, who knows what each episode is going to be like. This is the first one. We had a pilot episode completely different than what tonight is. So, so she's Roxanne says, "Oh, totally clear now? That question mark? Who knows? Ultimately, this is just about us connecting as human beings, us having this experience together, knowing that we're live streaming, knowing that there might be a potential recording, but ultimately, it'll never be experienced ever again. So time, and so us getting to share this time, us getting to share this space is very valuable and very unique. So thank you for asking that very, very important question. And thank you for allowing me to share that. And actually, we are at a very quick, nice little break. I like to call this un brequecito. Okay. Okay. So basically, you got about 5 minutes before we jump into the group expert time. In these 5 minutes, you can go to the restroom, you can refresh your beverage or your favorite snack, whatever you want. I will put 5 minutes on the clock. During those 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you my favorite dad jokes that I wrote. Okay. I'm a huge, huge, huge dad joke writer. Okay. And all of my jokes are potluck related. So I say potluck for my English native speakers, but I basically just mean like carne asada, you know, like when we have a barbecue, you know, for my folks that speak and interact with the Spanish language. But basically they're all potluck related. So if you're on the screen right now, you can go ahead and go off and do what you want to do. But I'm gonna jump right into my my joke telling. So this one is potluck related. So what did the sweet potato say when they returned to the potluck? So sweet potato walks into the potluck and says, "I told y'all I would be back, and now I am." Thank you, folks. That's my sweet potato joke. Now, let me ask you this other one. I'm going to throw you one that I remember from my childhood, and I'm going to throw it because I said it's a bilingual one. This will be in Spanish. So, ¿por qué cruzó el gallo la calle? ¿Por qué cruzó el gallo la calle? So folks, just so you all know, this is just another play on why did the chicken cross the road. Specifically, the words that I'm using is why did the rooster cross the road? No sé por qué. Muchas gracias, señor Frank. ¿Por qué cruzó el gallo la calle? El gallo cruzó la calle porque él vio, he saw a chicken on the other side. Vio la gallina en el otro lado y la gallina estaba diciendo, ven poco, ven poco, ven poco. It's just a comic case of the chicken calling the rooster, folks. The rooster was getting called out. Oh, I'm telling you, the Spanish language is very fun, folks. Very, very fun. Bien, bien divertido en hablar en español. Bueno, aquí les va otra. Aquí les tengo, aquí les tengo otro. Ooh, which one do I want to say? Oh, why did the possum cross the road. This one's a thinker, folks. Why did the possum cross the road? I'll tell you why, folks. That possum, yes, I will keep it clean, Max. That possum wanted to cross the road because you know what? Up until that point, people kept on telling him no, you know? People kept on disregarding him, you know? People kept on telling the possum that he couldn't do it. So you know what? That day, you know what happened? That day, the possum decided to cross the road just to see if it was possible. All right, folks, and that was our un brequecito. Okay. So thank you. This is a lot of fun. I love it. I love it so much. So, folks, we have now come to our portion where we get to talk to our experts. Now, these are my friends, my guest experts for tonight. And, you know, who knows where this conversation is going to go, but ultimately, guest experts, the floor is now yours. We can talk a little bit about what we've learned about ourselves, about each other, or we can just talk about anything that's on our mind, what we're feeling, who knows. But those of us that are here, if you are in the chat, you can interact and ask questions of us in the chat. If you want to speak, go ahead and speak. Or if you're on our live stream, you can go ahead and ask us questions as well. We're here to answer. But if not, floor is all yours, guest expert.
Okay, so it's COVID times, right?
It is, yeah.
So like I find myself getting feel cloistered. I'm stuck in this house, you know, and I don't leave the house that much. What do you guys do to deal with that? You know, so I try to go on a walk. That's nice.
Jared, I want to point out that I've gotten better at the banjo, and I know you're not. I don't know you're not seeing people, but it'd be nice to find a way to play the banjo together because it's been a while since we played.
We could have a backyard banjo time. I could reveal to all my neighbors that I can play the banjo.
Yeah, it's time.
You don't know. I haven't told them.
I think there's a big battle here. What's hard about all of this is like I think isolation can be just as dangerous as the virus, and you have to like take precautions on like what is your risk assessment, like what are you willing to risk in order to connect to other humans. And I think that's that's a daily thing that I've been dealing with a lot, is like what is the level I'm willing to risk. but also knowing that risk is in everything. Risk isn't getting in your car, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's risk in Max riding his bike, clearly. So how are people dealing with like risk of being isolated versus risk of getting the virus?
I err on the side of never interacting with other humans, you know, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to force myself to see humans occasionally, and it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I've started having not to make others feel jealous, but Jared participated, but having a few like small get-togethers in my backyard that are like socially distanced and feel pretty safe. So that's been nice. But also I know that that's only going to last until it gets cold and then like really hot again.
Yeah, I got a fire pit. I'm hoping that welcomes like me hosting more people in my backyard. It's a few people come by, but yeah, I think being outside and gathering outside has been really good for sure.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with like a front yard hang. You know, we got a few chairs out there and they're spread out. You know, it's super
Just
important.
cut down on the kissing, you know.
That's tough. It's hard.
cut down on kissing by like 95%, and you'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
Thinking out.
Max, have you, like, I know, I mean, you just had, your son born. Like, what?
Yeah.
And you can be as vague as you want or specific, but like, what are thoughts that are going through your head right now, or
It's kind of crazy, when you think of, having a kid just really slows you down. I know that that's kind of big news, but it's a big deal. And so it's interesting that the COVID actually slowed me and my partner down to kind of get us ready for it. Like, we were already kind of like building that nest. We were already kind of going 20 miles an hour. And when, Artist was born, we went down to like 5 miles an hour, or 2. So it wasn't like, our normal everyday lives where we're kind of spinning constantly and we have to like put the brakes on super hard and adjust to this crazy new life. So I'm just saying, like, all of y'all could be parents right now. This is all preparation for this.
You guys down?
Yeah,
you guys want to do this?
I think we could like, yeah, totally.
The pact to take on a baby together as 6 men.
Who's gonna get pregnant though? That's my question.
I'm a dog stepdad, which in gay is as close to becoming a biological father as possible.
Gay.
My sister says it's a good time to be a parent, but also scary as hell. Fun fact, folks.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. We have like a little bubble, so my partner's folks live in town, and so they're in our bubble, and we are really careful about who comes in, but they come in. I had a good friend of mine who we entered into the bubble, and she wears a mask when she comes over, but she actually comes in the house. It's the only person that's come into the house since March, and it's a big deal. But at the same time, like, we can't do it all. I can't do it all with my busted up wrists, so having some friends lean in. It's been this really interesting time to, like, for me, like, I don't ask for help a lot. I'm a pretty independent person and kind of pride myself on that independence, but like, leaning in and saying like, hey, I need a hand, and people have like give me rides to doctors and, giving some meals and stuff like that. But I think right now, like, asking for what we need is super important,
Hey, Max, I live right by you, man, and I have a car, just so you know.
Right on. Yeah, I got some doctor's appointments coming up.
How formal is the bubble? How do you negotiate the bubble?
Yeah, and when someone gets in the bubble, is there a ceremony? I imagine like.
And
it's
if
sage.
somebody's ousted from the bubble, what do you do then? You pop.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it's it's something you got to I think you got to really be thoughtful about. I mean, because we're all sharing a biome of germs and everything. And so it's not just anybody that I would invite in, but I ask, if, what my friend is, what her behavior is, what she's doing, and would she be willing to kind of help out? And she, taking it pretty seriously. But yeah, it's a big deal.
No, I think, thank you for sharing, Max. My sister says it's difficult to ask for help. That definitely resonated with me a lot. I feel like, at least with my personal, hero's journey within the last couple of months, is like being deliberate about practicing asking for help, knowing that, I can be independent, and I've shown that side of myself, and like, I've shown it to the world, to my family, to my colleagues and my friends. But it's that thing of like not wanting to ask for help is just always such a big monster that I've had to kind of like slowly defeat, slowly kind of figure out, how to get away from it. So it's like interesting to hear you, say it like as well, like, like being independent is great, but like, right now is a good time to ask for help, which it's always, that's good to hear. So thank you for sharing that.
How are you doing with your mental health during all this?
And just, if I can just add, it's like, it's been this really interesting gift. I mean, I've had friends who really ask me for what you need because it makes me feel good. I think people right now are like wanting to know how to have purpose in their lives, and like how to have impact. And, there's just so many things that are so messed up right now. And if there's like these little small things that we can do to kind of like lean in, voting is a big part of that, but like, how do we be good neighbors and friends in that way? And so thinking about like when you're asking for help, you're like kind of giving somebody an opportunity to kind of lean in, and that makes it easier to ask. I can say that.
No, yeah, I think too, like, I love that word, those words that you're using as far as like leaning into something. Like for me, like as far as like practicing, like being an active listener and being more curious, like any transaction that I've had, whether it's like someone at HEB or shout out to HEB, great company.
Yeah.
Or, you know, any of the local businesses that I interact with, you know, just like talking to people and like asking them their name and knowing that, you know, it's a minuscule moment of a bigger, you know, part of my day. But just that idea, like you said, of just like it gives someone that space to like, you know, for them to lean into it, knowing, you know, or not knowing if they are getting that space or if people are honoring their voice. So that's like, yeah, that's been something, you know, as far as like for my learning is like figuring out like how to be more open, how to ask for help, how to lean into that side of myself, because, you know, it's a tough time that we're living in right now.
And like asking for like, I feel like the past few days have been just generally kind of rough. You know, I feel like I tend to kind of shut down when things are hard, where I just like become, I don't know, not much to interact with. And I can tell that my like girlfriend has like noticed, like she lives with me and she's been like trying to like goad me out, like offer me like, hey, what if we went on a walk, or what if we like, she's being very, and not only asking for help is important, but like receiving help when it's sort of offered to you, because my gut reaction is like, no, I'm being closed off and mad right now, and that's all I'm going to do. But the path out of that is to like go on a walk.
Yeah. It's like little simple things, right? That's like been interesting to interact with. It's like, yeah, it's like little things that we forget because we're so caught up in like achieving the next goal or getting to the next thing. It's like we forget all the little like happy mistakes or like the little moments, the moment to moment that we miss for the, you know, and for the sake of getting to that result or that thing that we're wanting. Yeah.
Agreed.
I was trying to get Frank in the mix and see how he's doing.
What?
Well, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I'm
Talk more.
You know, Nat, always trying to direct from within. So,
sure.
I'm always ready to support my choices, so thank you.
This is my mom, dad, please don't fight. There's a so when I hung out with my union yesterday, it was the first time I've seen anybody that is not living with me in months. And it was a lot of people that I'm used to seeing like on like work, like Zoom calls and stuff. And so it was super weird. And I have experienced this like the one or two times that I've seen people out in public, is that it's just, I don't know how to talk to people in public anymore. I don't know how to talk to people in person. Like it's hard for me to make eye contact or like really like, you know, have things to say for a long period of time, because the only things that I know are like the things that we're all experiencing, like the news, COVID, Netflix. Like those are like the only things that I like really. So like if there's anything that I'm like, so what's going on with you? They're like, well, literally the same things that are going on with you. We're stressed out and sick and scared and like, and it's I don't know. I'm having trouble. That even with those like outside steps, it's difficult.
I keep falling into this trap of thinking that like my social skills have like atrophied. But I do wonder how much of it is like we're all dealing with COVID, but like I think everybody has different comfort levels with just like navigating the virus, right? So like even just like the few like social outings that I've had, it's like, how comfortable is this person? How comfortable am I? Are they hugging? Am I hugging? Like, what are we doing? And like, and that like short circuits any like social skill that I would have generally. And so I feel like I get into this like very stuck place, and then like ultimately like walk away from it, and I'm just like, oh, I think I've forgotten how to be around people. Like I don't.
Mhm.
I feel like I had my social skills, atrophied, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't really have them before. So
But you've got the humor, bro. You've got the humor down pat, dude.
Find your closest joke and pull that rip cord. Float down safely.
Frank, I appreciate you saying that this is really fucking hard, and I think we like it. It's been long. It's gonna be long, and I think just us saying that out loud and being vulnerable like that, I just appreciate it, because I think sometimes I want to say it and I don't.
Foul.
Oh,
Yeah.
foul. Oh.
That's okay. We don't need to address it. Yeah.
Like all fouls.
It's funny. I think
Sports.
thinking about. I think
Yeah,
these-
I didn't realize
Go
what.
ahead. Sorry.
the masks to me are kind of this interesting thing that I'm enjoying wearing in public, because it creates this kind of anonymity that is a treat. It's like I'm not ready to fully engage in public life, but if I wear this mask and I wear some sunglasses, I don't think people know who I am.
I totally
Kind
get
of cool.
Wearing a baseball hat, sunglasses, and a
Totally.
mask, and nobody.
Yeah.
You could rob a
I know,
bank.
early in the pandemic, I got a lot of masks, and like looking back on them, I was like, a lot of these were jokes, Javi. You got these to be funny, and they were drawing attention. And now I've like totally landed on just like a black mask. Where I was like, no, I don't want attention.
I like notice walking around in stores with a mask on, you can just kind of like do whatever with your mouth. So like you can just walk around in a store just like, and nobody knows.
I lip sync every song.
That feels amazing for some reason. Just like no one. I'm just like, I'm in Target, and nobody has any idea. It makes shopping so much more fun.
What I love about the look of the mask and the sunglasses and the hat is anyone could be a street performer. You just don't know. Like anyone.
Oh man. That's so funny. How about this question that my sister just threw at me? I threw at us. Well, first of all, she said, bro, you've got a huge support system. Good group of guys here tonight. That's you all. So thank you, Musk, for being here tonight.
Thanks.
Group of experts. But the question that she asked, and this one's a thinker, folks. How do you think people will be affected by this pandemic in the long run? And we kind of started to hit up on it a little bit as far as like socially, like what is atrophying right now? What are some skills? But what do we think, besides that, like how else will people be affected by this?
Those free hugs, people.
Yeah.
They're out of
No
work.
more.
Numbers are going to plummet. Yeah.
Don't invest in those free hugs, people.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, and I stand all for what they believe in. I believe in free hugs and stuff.
I wish hugs were free.
We're in a pandemic.
I have paid top dollar for a hug for sure in my life.
Same.
But what else? I mean, I
good
think
hug
for
is
me,
expensive.
A good hug is expensive.
for me, what's been interesting and getting to interact with like the young learners that I get to interact with, is just like thinking about those 6 months that they were just like removed from their friends and all the activities that they were used to. And now it's just interesting being back, at school and just seeing what that's like and seeing the social dynamics being a little bit different. But also too, it's like they seem to be a lot more grateful for being around each other, which is, I guess a silver lining.
I feel that too. Just like whenever I have any chance to be around somebody, I'm just like, I'm so glad that we've had this time together. Like, because I'm just so like thirsty for like human interaction.
I love that you get really close to them too. Like,
I get in their face and I'm like, thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, what's fun is that this is exactly why I wanted to do this type of show. It's like, allowing us to have opportunities like this where we get to talk to each other, like this.
Been really, really good.
But through it though, like, has there been like anything that, you know, we talked about how we feel like it might affect it, but for you all, like, what else have you learned about yourselves through this? I mean, it's been a while, so I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of like hard truths to learn, but like, if you had to pick one where you're like, okay, cool, like I learned that about myself, and like, here's how I'm gonna move forward, or I don't know, it could be anything. You can be as vague as you want or as specific as you want.
Yeah, mine's tiny, but like I have, particularly in my field, never had like a work from home opportunity, and work from home is my shit. I love it. If my job thinks I'm never coming back to the office, they got another thing coming.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh no! No, I did it again.
What children are watching the show at 10 p.m. on a Thursday?
Hey, you know what? Hey,
Baby
it's part
hours.
of my, it's part
This
of
is
my
when
marketing, okay?
Nickelodeon turns to Nick at Night. So like, I
Okay.
think we're safe.
Moving forward, I know that I will not promote this as an all ages show because it seems like we come alive when we say these words.
Bobby's just a degenerate.
I'm also Ben's guest next week or the week after. I don't know. I'm a guest again, so
Yeah,
you know.
we're gonna do fun
Don't-
facts, folks.
Buddy, you
There
gotta
are more
catch up to me.
episodes
This is my
than
second
just-
time.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is Fred's
snap.
second time.
Welcome
That's
to the
right,
Two Timers Club, baby.
Welcome
Ooh.
to the Two Timers Club, says Mr. Frank, who also said tonight's been really fun. Now, that's not
It's
what he
really
said.
fun now.
It's really fun now. It's really fun now.
I'm having a good time.
So we're coming towards the end of our time together. I know, folks. Wow.
Ben, before we end, I just have to say that's a fine haircut you have. Do you want to promote that the barbershop?
This barbershop or that barbershop?
No, the one on your head.
Both.
So that one, folks, that's sixth grade Coach Ben coming to you from the Sears catalog. That's right. That is from a Sears family photo that we took back in 2001 when I was in sixth grade. This fine haircut, folks. And just so you know, we'll be highlighting them hopefully next week. If not next week, by the end of this time that we have together, you will have learned a lot about my barber, my Old Soul Barbershop.
Ooh.
Or I don't have, wait, hold on, might as well. Hold on just a
I hope
sec.
Is he gonna bring back all the hair that he cut off?
Barber at his house.
I hope he holds up his dog and says his dog is his brother.
Whoa.
So that's the logo. Hold on just a sec. Seriously, y'all, Old Soul Barbershop.
Hey.
How much is a haircut?
Old Soul.
Holy.
You can look online. Make sure you visit online. Old Soul Barbershop. You can check them out on Instagram. You can check them out on Facebook. But they are owned by one of my favorite buddies. His name is Edgar Tonsor. It's a man that opened up his barbershop on the east side, on East 6th. Fun fact, he will be one of our guests later on. We're going to do a nice little video series where Javi and I are going to be visiting the shop, getting to know a little bit more about Edgar, hopefully getting Javi a nice fresh fade. And also just like getting to know a little bit more about, you know, the struggles and the accomplishments that this man, who is an immigrant, faced throughout his time. And also specifically just the stuff that he's had to do to be able to open up his own shop and potentially open up multiple shops here in Austin. But that's for the next episode. So yes, that was very long ago, y'all. That haircut, that's a fearless leader right there. Trying to get back to that.
I don't want to let everybody know my ignorance, but like I've never seen that haircut on another person before.
Well, if there's anything that you need to know about Coach Ben, is Coach Ben loves to take things to the nth degree. Okay, so that is my version of a very simple haircut.
I love it
that we have.
When I look at that haircut, I think Hero's Journey.
It's so hard to be original, and that is original.
That is an OG right there. And now I am this OG right here. Uh, so, can you draw the formula for the nth degree on the whiteboard? Yes, Mr. Net. It equals. Here we go, real quick. Hold on just a sec. So we have energy plus U equals life, but it's not energy plus U over life. It's energy plus U equals life. But also, folks, we always need to remind ourselves that we're always learning. Life is about learning. We are lifelong learners.
Oh, yeah.
And you just learned a new
Heck
formula, the formula of life.
Stay in school.
Never stop learning.
To come to, so I'm going to have my guests share one thing that they learned about themselves. I forgot that we were doing that, unless we don't want to.
I know how teleprompter.
Shared,
What's happening?
I know Javier shared.
Who's forcing you to do this?
I'm on a strict time, folks. Oh, this is what happens with live virtual shows. So Javier shared a little bit about what he learned, and he learned that working from home is his doo-doo. All right. What else do we know from everybody else? What do we learn about ourselves? Nat, you want to talk a little bit about the exciting work you get to do, or Max, something about you've learned through? I mean, you've probably imparted a lot more knowledge than any of us tonight. So you don't feel free that you don't have to share. You know.
No, okay. Nat, what you got?
Oh, I've had many ups and downs during this. I think a lot of people have had to look inward. I've really been practicing mantras and just like things to say to myself to practice just self-love and self-encouragement. I think it's something we don't learn how to do, and it's taken a lot of extra effort. And I'm seeing the rewards of things, just simple things like self-affirmations and gratitude, of just how that can shift your day.
Mm-hmm. Do you have one right now that you're currently using more so?
Mantra. I'll see you later, Ben.
I can. Hey, can you tell me real quick?
And then it just lasts for the next 20 minutes.
Sorry.
I think one that for me is just that there is no rush, and that that enjoy the moment and don't try to force anything. That's been one that I've been going by. Yeah, definitely. Nat, I've appreciated that, introducing mantras and affirmations into my life recently. Nat and I have been able to get out on the court and shoot some hoops, and so we've talked a little bit about affirmations and mantras. One of the ones that I kind of have adopted for myself, thank you to a cousin of mine named Gonzalo Venecia. Shout out to him. I went like this, hook 'em. I didn't point up. I went hook 'em. Okay, just so we know. It looked like I had pointed up, but I went hook 'em. But one of the mantras that he sent to me about a month ago, and I've tried to, say it and repeat it to myself, is I am fearless as I live and love authentically. I am fearless as I live and love authentically. I think for a good amount of my recent time as an adult, I kind of lost a little bit I lost a little of myself, and I couldn't find what my authentic true self is. And I've been able to learn that, I am someone that thrives from other people, and I am someone that loves to just be in company around people that I admire and I adore. And when I am able to do that, everything feels like I can take on that haircut again, and take on the world. So that's a fun mantra. So thank you, Nat, again for sharing that. One more time. The mantra or
Yes.
this haircut. I am fearless as I live and love authentically.
Love it.
Anybody else want to share anything?
This is a little small thing for me. I appreciate my mailman so much. And I look forward to him coming to the house every day. It's surreal. Like when you're at home all the time, the visitors that come to you are so big and so important. And I just have so much respect for, like, I mean, they're out there doing their job, and it's a really hard job. So I have a lot of respect too.
Do you have a pet?
I do, and I have a dog, and my dog.
Does your dog bark when the mailman shows up?
He can hear that mailman 2 houses down. Like, I have no idea how it works. It's super creepy. So there's a little bit of a ritual going on too. Yeah.
Because I also know every time I get mail because of the dog, not because of the mail. And I can leave my mail in my mailbox for weeks and weeks, and I sense no negative repercussions for doing it.
I clean mine out every time. I don't know.
I find that most of it's the garbage. Throw in the trash.
Yeah.
Way to yes and Max's poignant moment there, Jared.
No, I mean, I love the mailman. The mail. Mailman's cute.
Frank, do you have something?
Oh, sure, yeah. The thing that it reminded me of is I got a postcard from a friend. So I guess let's just keep talking about the mail. I got a postcard from friend Pete Parsons that I totally forgot he was going to send to me, and I thought somebody was stalking me for a second, because it was like, I was like, who is this person? Why do they know where I live? Why do they know personal details about me? Because he didn't sign it. And it meant actually a lot. It made me laugh, made my day. So Jared, you got to get some pen pals. The thing that I learned about myself is, and this is going to be super weird, and maybe y'all can relate, is I kind of wish my mom lived closer to me, is something that I'm like learning. And my mom and I aren't super close, but I do worry about her a lot. And she's going to be moving up here in December, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Really? Like permanently moving?
Permanently moving up here.
From Houston?
Oh. From Houston, yeah.
Wow.
She's at the age where she needs someone to, like, kind of, drive her to the dentist and stuff like that. And it's something that I worry about. And I don't know.
It's nice that she'll be closer.
Yeah. Well, will be. That's like my main thing, is like I just stress out about her not being able to, like, fend for herself. So maybe that's the thing that I've learned, is I need to take care of my mom.
Here's to that.
I guess.
No, yeah. It's funny because, growing up, your parents tell you that, like, one day you'll learn, like, un día, like my mom and my dad was like, un día vas a ser, you're going to be a parent, or you're going to. And, like, although I'm not a parent now, it's like, yeah, on that same wavelength, Frank, is like being worried about them. And, like, I'm 5 hours away. They're back home where I grew up in La Casita Garciasville. Shout out to Stark County. That's a salute that we do in Stark County. But no, it's like, even though I'm 5 hours away, like right now, especially with this whole situation that's happening, and my sister just having 2 newborn twins, and then kind of puro la casita. That's right, puro la casita, puro pinche la casita. I said it. Okay, it's fine. So, all I'm saying is that, yeah, it's like we're at a point right now where it's like we're starting to have these new emotions and worries about our parents. And it's like, for so long, they've had to, carry those worries. And, it is true. It's like, we won't know until we have to deal with it. But it's like, yeah, we're coming to this place where it's like we're caring more about what's happening right now with our family, and how can we be there to help them. And, especially when we have so much time to ourselves to be by ourselves, I don't know, for me, I know it like causes me to think about those times that I wasn't present, or as present as I should have been. So that's cool that she's getting to move here, and it sounds like that'll be a big learning curve for sure. But you know, yeah.
There's going to be some talk about boundaries, and she's still going to live maybe like an hour away.
Oh, really?
But
Good boundary.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm nervous about it, but
I'm sure you'll figure it out, and hopefully you'll. I mean, one way or another, you're gonna have to. So.
Yep. Thanks,
Well, y'all. No, yeah.
Ben just walks away. He just like
Dream over. You're gonna have it.
that's the nth degree, y'all, right there.
Cutthroat Ben.
We are at the final countdown. We are at. Hold on, just a sec. So.
Oh, is this a sports show?
So we are at our final thought
football the whole time
of the night, folks. Yeah, don't look at whose picture that is. Oh, wrong way. So, folks, in this part, final thoughts is kind of just thinking about people that have had a huge impact in your life. I have right here. Sorry, I need to get used to that. That's my abuelo Toto. So a couple weeks ago, it was his heavenly birthday and the 2-year anniversary of his death. So this is his favorite song that he liked to listen to. And so for tonight, I just ask if you've joined us, think about the people that, had a huge impact in your life. Think about who they were. And if you'd like, you could go ahead and share their name. You could say it out loud or put it in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and write them on my whiteboard. And that'll kind of just be like the way that we close out our night, just thinking about how we can honor those people that came before us and how we can continue to keep their memory alive. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to write down my list and I'll share it with you all. But Musk, everybody that's here, you could decide if you want to share someone or you don't have to. And you could say it out loud or you could put it on the chat and I'll write down and then we'll do one last final sign off. So who do I? So my Lile.
In the past couple of years, my last remaining grandparents have died, and my mom's mom, Margaret, my dad's dad, James.
Margaret
died.
and James.
And they had really, full on lives, but especially I think now where it's hard to see your family.
Yeah.
Those losses have like a weird another layer of emotion on top of them.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that makes you want to see your family, and you can't because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. So I have my abuelo Toto, my abuela Lile, my abuela Maga, and my tia Costa. Any other people? And don't feel like the need that you need to share it out loud, y'all. Just keep them in mind,
I got my friend Frankie Amon, who passed away last year. And also my granddad Jack, from who I never really knew, but every time I learn about him, I'm like, oh man, that's where I got it from.
Yeah. How do you, for Frankie, Frank, how do you spell that? Y or I-E?
It's just I. It's weird.
Okay.
Franki. She's named Frances after her grandfather. I'm named Francis after my grandmother. It's one of the many things that bonded us together.
And the last name is?
Amond, Aymond.
Cool.
I guess in the last couple of years, I've also lost 2 of my grandparents, and I'll put their names in the chat. Although it looks like I accidentally sent that to Nat privately. But
that means you guys are chatting privately.
I'm honored, Javi.
My sister put Evelyn Alanid. Max, you put my good friend. How do you say that last name, Max?
Damaruk.
Damaruk. Polly Damaruk. Evelyn Alanis. You were Abuelita Leti. Abuelita Leti. And oh yes. Oh man. Abuelito Ulysses. Dr. Coleman Jennings. Man. Ooh, I need to stop before I cry. Yes, that was the UT professor. He passed away recently. So here's the list that we have, y'all. We got people that we shared, but I'll go ahead and read them out loud. Huela Toto, Huela Lile, Huela Margarita, Tia Costa, Margaret, James, Frankie Amon, Granddad Jack, Evelyn Alanis, Polly Domaruk. Say that again one more time, Max.
Domaruk.
Domaruk, Abuelita Leti, Abuelito Ulysses, and Dr. Coleman Jennings, who was also, wow, he was also my sister's professor. I forgot about that. So those are just some of the many people that obviously we've all been able to interact with and encounter in our lives. Those are people that we will continue to honor and continue to, to try and inspire again, and trying to, I don't know how to end this. It's kind of just like, it's a somber moment. It's like, a lot of feelings and emotions are going through my head right now, but I appreciate each and every one of you all. Max, Nat, Jared, Javier, Frank, thank you for being my guest experts today. I hope you had fun. This was a lot of fun. I know, it's tough that we had to do this virtually, but I'm glad that we were, even after like a year or so, then it's been that we've all collectively been together. This was fun. Thank you, Blandina Gardenas, for being here. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Mom, Dad. I really appreciate you all watching this. This is just the first episode, and every episode's going to be different, y'all. Next week, hopefully we'll figure it out. And but we have a couple of guests. Next weekend is a special weekend because I will have an episode on Thursday night, and I will have 2 special episodes on Friday and on Saturday, but I will get that info to you all. But seriously though, thank you all for taking the time out of your night to be here. It is a very, very interesting time that we're living in, but I'm glad that Musk, so Nat, Jared, Max, Javier, and Frank, thank you for sharing your time with me tonight. And, I'm always here for you all. And I hope that I could say, or you know what I mean. I hope that you all feel that way as well.
Want to smell your musk soon.
Yes. But
I want to be like, it's so good to see you.
The last thing that I want to leave you all with is just like a fun quote that Joseph Campbell, who talks about the hero's journey and all that. He has one quote that he says that kind of, sticks out to me a lot and resonates with me a lot. And that is, the cave you most fear to enter contains the greatest treasure. So as you go throughout your life, just think about what is the treasure and the cave that you're seeking, and how can you find your way into that cave? And all Coach Ben has to say is, Ándale, échale ganas. Thank you all so much. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you all watching. Musk, thank you for joining me. I'll say your names one more time: Nat, Jared, Max, Javier, and Frank. I appreciate you all. And hook 'em horns. How about them Cowboys? Go Spurs, go! And where's the Beauregard's not here. Yeah, let's dance off.